Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to airplane flight review for Frontier Airlines Flight 2203 from Portland, Maine to Tampa, Florida. And this is the flight information. As you can see, plane was supposed to take off at 11:07. It was delayed about an hour and a half. Took off uh, about 12:50. So and then there's the plane right there. The thing at the end of the tail that tells you what plane you're flying. We got some chipmunk as our plane. Here are the six categories that I will be assessing this airline on. Number first category is boarding and check-in, convenience, seat, food and drink, service, and price. And because they are a low-cost airline, Frontier, we'll be doing a scale to see where they fit into other low-cost airlines. Um, and I'll tell you if I would take them again. So let's start with the first category, boarding and check-in. This was an absolute disaster. The check-in was fine. You know, you had to print your tickets 24 hours before the flight, or else you had to pay to print them at the airport. Which it's a low-cost airline that you expect that. But the check-in was a complete disaster. I mean, their computer stopped working a bunch of times, and then it started working and it stopped working. This is 2018, almost 2019. How does your computer not work? Hey, there's no excuse for that anymore. Okay, and it took. We were already delayed in the first part, in the first place, and now you add that we can't even board the airplane. Come on, it's ridiculous. So it took about 30 minutes to board the plane, and it was just a cluster. I'll say clusterfuck. It was a clusterfuck. Right. So I will give Frontier a 45 out of 100. That is a failing grade for boarding and check-in. I guess it could have been worse, but it could have been a hell of a lot better than that. So next category, convenience. I found this to be very convenient. No stops from Portland and Tampa. That's as convenient as you can get, but fortunately we were delayed, so that brings the convenience down a little bit. We were delayed an hour due to some maintenance things. If it was a weather, I probably wouldn't deduct, but because it's a maintenance thing, I have to. So we bring it down to about an 88 out of 100, which is about a B, which I think is fair for Frontier in the convenience category. Next, we got the seat, um, which I didn't like at all. Let's start with the tray table in front of me, which had this giant stain you're looking at right now on it. And they were saying we were having to delay because it was a 3-month-old airplane. Well, I don't care. All right, that is unacceptable. When I'm flying on Frontier, there are a couple things I'm looking for. I'm looking for a seat that is not dirty. That's probably the first thing I'm looking for. And when I sit down and see that, I get grossed out, and that is just unacceptable. It takes 5 minutes to clean that off, and you haven't even done that. I mean, it looks like it's been on there for a couple days, probably. I mean, it could have just been for the flight before, but even then, you should be looking for stuff like that. The seat itself was not very comfortable. 28 inches of 28 inches of pitch is not very good on an airplane. I understand it's a low cost carrier, but still, I was not impressed. But that is just unacceptable. The stain on the seat, or the stain on the tray table. So I'm gonna give Frontier a 47 out of 100, which is also a failing grade for that. Food and drinks, I would just say passing. Of course it's a low cost, so they're gonna charge you for everything. The food and the drink. I didn't actually buy anything, but as you can see, the prices were pretty high. Um, you can get some lower prices elsewhere, but I would like it to be complimentary, but it's low cost. You have to pay for everything, so I'm gonna give it just barely a passing grade. I'm gonna give it a 70. I didn't actually get anything, but that is based on the prices. That is what I'm gonna give Frontier. Also, the selection wasn't too great either on the snacks, so they could get a little bit better on that. The service I found to be pretty good, average. Not much to say about it. Um, I guess you could, they were kind of talking a lot with a lot of ads, advertising Frontier. Just shut up and let me enjoy the flight. Just shut the hell up. I don't want to hear you talk. Get your ass off the PA system and go do your job like you're supposed to do it. So I'm gonna give the service an 80. Besides that, they were pretty good. Um, so so let's move on to our next category. Price. Price. You can't really get much better than that for price. So I'm gonna very cheap. All legacy carriers are gonna be paying a lot more. Uh, so so they do well in convenience and price, and not very well in the other categories. So 96 out of 100 for price. Could be a little bit better. I've seen cheaper, but it works very well. So final grade 71 out of 100 for a normal grade. So that's a D minus. With the low cost scale, it goes up to an 84. Low cost carrier scale. So C plus for low cost carriers, 71 for regular one. Would I take them again? Um, maybe. I mean, it's convenient. Yeah, I would like to see some Wi-Fi. They don't have Wi-Fi on the plane. That would be something I'd look for because 3 hours just sitting there listening to music. I mean, it's okay, it's bearable, but I would also like to maybe go get those legroom seats for $45 extra. I feel like that might be something I would invest in the future, but does its job. Besides the seat, which was completely unacceptable in the boarding process, I guess. It was okay. So, thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.